What a great record that is. That's an Irish band. I think they're from Dublin. They're called Something Happens. Isn't that what they're called? Yeah. That's a band called Something Happens, and a song called Parachute. That's a few years back. A gentleman sent me a very interesting collation of... collation is something that you eat. A compilation of Irish music of the past, also Northern Irish music, Southern Irish music, and he sent me 4 CDs. Thank you very much indeed, sir. I know you don't want me to give your name, but thanks a million. Some great stuff there. I'll be featuring... I'm going to feature the Irish one today because there's some great stuff in that. When you see all this stuff together, you realise what kind of talent there is in this country. It's such a little small country. Nobody bothers about it. Good morning. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. Email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk, and the text messaging service is 81771. Some unfinished business. There was a gentleman with a jukebox yesterday, wanted to get it fixed, and of course you can't let a man go like that. We hear that the Electronic Centre in Belfast will fix his jukebox. Regards from Eddie, who obviously works in the Electronic Centre of Belfast. Don't know where it is. He could have told us. And a gentleman writes to me and he said, I've just started my 2 weeks holidays and I'm scundered already. Can I come up to the studio and make the tea? No. We have a machine here. There was a time when girls made machines. When girls made tea. As a matter of fact, a young lady who may be talking to today, Bruna Gallagher, who's now in Hollywood doing all kinds of stuff. She used to make the tea on this programme, but that before we got the machine, so we threw her out. Anyway, she went and went to Hollywood and did better. Anyway, he's fed up. No, he can't come down, that's it. And a gentleman said, he calls himself The Believer. He was talking about a gentleman I spoke to yesterday about interterrestrials. He said, tell me that Clampett that's mixing up the movies Abyss and Close Encounters is taking the Johnny Cash. He is. Do you think he's serious? Yet again, we have another media-hungry head case, ripping the genuine phenomenon of the UFE/alien, or should I say UFO/alien abductions. It would be nice to hear genuine information on the subject. Well, if you want genuine information, don't be coming to this programme. Granted, 90% of the stories are pure make-believe, or when sightings are involved, explainable. But when you take into account that there's an average of 190 sightings reported every day worldwide, and that's just the reported sightings, you have to keep an open mind. Well, you see, I've always believed that there's something out there that we don't understand. It's called Nolan. Maybe an interview with Bud Hopkins, Travis Wilton, etc. concerning abductions would open a few listeners' ears to what really is going on. That's only the tip of the iceberg. Listen, you're talking about Fancy was on this programme about being probed and prodded and taken up behind the sun in a bowl of gel. Do you really believe that he was serious? For God's sake, try and get out more. Fancy Barney and Patsy. Here's a song by Warren Zevon, recorded by the Wallflowers. No, it's not Warren Zevon at all, it's Jackson Browne. Guns and Money, that's by the Wallflowers. I've just received a CD, which is some of the songs from the George Best musical, Dancing Shoes, which is going to be on at the end of July. And here's 5 tracks. One of them is called Georgie, the other one is called Two, I Think I Found You a Genius, which is what Bob Bishop, the scout, said to Matt Busby when he found George as a 16-year-old or 15-year-old. The third one is called George's Dancing Shoes. 4, My World is Round. 5, Where Did It All Go Wrong? So I don't know, I haven't heard this. This was literally just handed into my hand just a moment ago, so I haven't even had a chance to listen. We'll play the first track. Let's see what this is like.
Play it, keep the ball walk the beat. Boy, the world is at your feet.
Couple of false ends there, right? That's Georgie, and that's I'm not quite sure who that is. I just got that. It doesn't really tell you who's singing, but I assume it's the guy who's playing George Best, and I assume it's his mum. I'll be talking to Martin Lynch and Mary Jones very shortly. That's the musical George Best. It'll be staged at the Opera House at the end of July, so we'll be chatting about that later on. Some messages here. Gerry was talking about a band called Barefoot yesterday. They are a brilliant band. Gerry should listen to them and contact Paddy Glasgow. They were amazing at Glasgow a couple of years ago. A young man called Jack Daniels has done a version of Noreen Bawn. Gerry should listen to this. People keep telling me what I should listen to. Speaking of Jack Daniels, here's a man who's talking about Bushmills. Adam Breen, he said, "The Rottweiler barked as I poured my umbongo into my Bushmills, and this heralded a stranger's approach. Making my way to the door, I saw your sidekick, Coyle, pound with his clenched fist against the guano-encrusted wooden panels of the door. I committed him, and inquired as to why he was so irate, and like an agony aunt, he poured out his heart to me that he was apoplectic with rage about various miscarriages of justice. He's angry about Cheryl Cole getting malaria, victimised by mosquitoes, angered by Ghana eliminated by Luis Suarez's handball, and the confiscation of his shaving foam resulting in a loss of £1.29, which seems like a small piddling amount of money, but, you know, think about it. I soothed him with 4 fingers of Buckfast in my Hannah Montana mug, which is very rare, and suggested we make the most of the horrific weather by playing swing ball on the shores of Loch Muck, and simultaneously dead bait for pike with rotting herrings. He let out a guttural roar as he challenged me to best of 3. As he laid down the gauntlet to intimidate me, he stripped to his luminous green thong, always a mistake on the shores of Loch Ness, in a July with low temperatures, but I was cool as a cucumber. After all, I dodged the plastic bullets at Drumcree whilst discussing Zinedine Zidane with a French journalist. And as I beat him time after time, I rubbed salt into his wounds by telling him items I'd successfully bootlegged on Flyby over the years. 1, 8 woodcock and feather. 2, a frozen salmon taken from the Derg River on a gold shrimp. 3, too many bottles of brandy ball poaching to mention. 4, a riding crop for a donkey. 5, my signed Picasso-styled picture of Johnny Adair. Ye gods! Howled he. You're like Jimmy Connery and Goodfellas. Well, I'm no good. Don't these people realise I've measured a bull's scrotum? I demand, in the words of Aretha Franklin, respect. Well, I'll take you under my wing, I said. I placated him, and we went upstairs to sew stolen diamonds from Antwerp into the false bottom of his Derry City football shirt and send him to St. Petersburg to take on the Civil Aviation Authority there and the KGB. Phone Paddy Power to get the odds on avoiding 20 years in the gulag, breaking locks. Rocks, indeed. Don't worry about stuff like that. It might happen. Here's one I haven't heard for a while. Hothouse Flowers.
Yeah, there's a smell of fresh cut grass, and it's filling up my senses, and the sun is shining down on the blossoms in the avenue. There's a buzzing fly hanging around the bluebells and the daisies. There's a lot more love in you left in this world. Don't go, don't leave me now. While the sun smiles, stick around, laugh away, yeah. And I'll lie warm on the soft sandy beaches, and my toes are submerged in the water, and it feels good. Children playing, building castles on the shoreline, like a painting that we loved and loved. It feels so fine. Don't go, don't leave me there now. While the sun smiles, stick around, laugh away, yeah. White horses, and they're coming at me at a pace now, and there's a blue Sirocco blowing warm into my face, and the sun is sparkling on the underside of the bridges, and the cars going by with smiles in the windows. There's a black cat lying in the shadow of a gate post, and the black cat keeps telling me the look is on its way. There's a black cat lying in the shadow of a gate post, and the black cat tells me that look is on its way. Don't go, don't leave now. While the sun smiles, near me. You'll never leave now. Don't go. Don't leave now. While the sun smiles, stick around, laugh a while, yeah. Don't go. Don't leave now. While the sun smiles, stick around, laugh a while, yeah.
That's Don't Go, Hot House Flowers. Brona Gallagher is on the line. I was just talking about her. Good morning, Brona.
Good morning, Gerry. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Where are you?
I'm great. I'm in the middle of filming here in Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
And, yes, so I'm just on a little break. So I'm sitting here in the kitchen in the wee set.
Oh, dear. Listen, one of the reasons I'm talking is because you're going to be doing a Colin Murray show on Radio Ulster tonight.
I am indeed. I'm going to be playing some of my favourite tunes from, I think it's 10 o'clock, for 2 hours. And it's great fun. And I had the time of my life, so you better watch your job, 'cause I'm moving in.
Oh, I've long since stopped worrying about that. Listen, one of the things that people may not know about you, although they should, is that how good a singer you are. I mean, I know that you had an album that was nominated for a Meteor Award a couple of years ago.
That's correct, it was indeed, that's right.
And such a good singer you are. And I saw you in a gig recently, and you always used to sing playing the drums. But this one, you were out front, and you were very good, I have to say.
Did you enjoy it, Gerry?
I did.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, how important is singing to you?
Singing is, it's my favourite thing actually to do. I actually think I sometimes prefer that.
To acting, maybe?
Maybe I've done less. I don't know, maybe because I've sort of been acting, it sort of seems like acting feels sometimes like your job, but I mean, it's such a great job too, and I love my job, but the singing is, it's very powerful to be surrounded by musicians and stand there and sing songs you've written yourself, and just to get positive feedback from people and to actually feel that what you've done is bringing joy to people. It's an amazing feeling. I mean, when you see it on a big scale, I'm sure this time of the year we get to see lots of stuff on TV with all the festivals and stuff. You know, it's an amazing feeling. You know, it's an amazing sensation. So I do love it. I mean, it's a lot of work, and musicians, you know, there's so much work that you have to do yourself as a musician to actually bring a show together and actually, you know, rehearse, and you're running your own production, as it were. Whereas in films, I mean, I'm here now in Manchester, and you just walk out of a car and everything's organised for you, and there's people running around making you cups of tea, and it's very different in the rock and roll world, as you know yourself, having, you know, played music yourself. So,
very few people waiting on you, asking, what would you like now,
you know what I
madam?
mean? Would you like latte? Would you like a soya latte or a soya tea? So, you know, it's very different, but both is enjoyable. But it's hard going, the music business, you know, to sustain it. But I do love it, you know, and obviously I'm a huge collector of music as well, and reggae and soul and country, so that's what I'm going to be playing tonight on Radio Ulster, so I'm very excited about that. I had a great time, sure I could DJ all day, I love it.
Alright then. One of the things that's good, and I'm sure you've realised about the music business, as opposed, as you mentioned yourself, as opposed to the acting profession, is when you arrive at a gig and you say, where's the dressing room? They say, what? Chicken the ladies, it'll be alright.
Many a night I have stood in the toilets putting on.
And people coming in, you see, and saying, hello.
You know, dressing room. Oh,
yeah, right.
Absolutely. Oh, listen, I could write you a book.
Well, what are you doing today? Is it a TV thing or is it a film or what is it?
You're doing a new Jimmy McGovern drama for BBC, yes. So I'm just standing here now in the middle of Manchester somewhere with the lovely Juliet Stevenson.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I met her one time. I thought she was lovely. I met her in a lift and we clicked immediately. She hated me and I loved her.
Gorgeous. We actually worked together a long time ago in the National Theatre in London, in the Theatre de Complicity production of the Caucasian Shock Circle. So I was thrilled to see we would be.
Oh, what a great actress. Truly, madly, deeply. Do you remember that huge hit she had?
Wonderful, yeah. She's standing here doing her lines.
Ask her to remember me in a lift in Broadcasting House one time. Tell her I got off at the 5th floor, she got off at the 7th. She'd probably remember that.
Don't remember that, no.
So you're filling in for Colin, because Colin, of course, he's just finishing up in South Africa. And what time are you on it? Do you know what time it's on at tonight?
I think it's 10 o'clock. Maybe double check that there with my production team.
10 to midnight. Okay.
I think it's 10 o'clock.
Your production team? Excellent. Yeah. I don't have one. You used to be part of my production team.
I think I've stolen them. I'm moving on slowly. Watch this space.
You've stolen my people. All right, look.
People.
All right, lovely to talk to you, Bruna. I look forward to seeing you soon.
As always. Okay, enjoy your day.
All right, darling, bye.
God bless. Bye,
okay,
love. Bye.
That's
Bye.
Bruna Gallagher on Radio Ulster tonight from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, filling in for Colin Murray. I think Colin will probably be back next week. He's finished off. I suppose the final will be him read up. Now, I spent a very interesting day yesterday and with people from an organisation called PIPS. It's called the Public Initiative to Prevention of Suicide. And it's the saddest day because you're talking to people, you know, and it's a terrible problem. And it coincides with a concert that's going on this weekend, actually this Saturday night, to commemorate a young man who lost his life a year ago. And his mum's a lovely person. Her name is Bibi, and she's been putting on various things and trying to keep his memory alive. So there's a very special concert in the Millennium Forum in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry on Saturday night. It's open at 7:30. And proceeds go to Foyle Search and Rescue, which is people who keep an eye out for people who tend or look as if they might be trying to end their own lives. It's a terrible, terrible thing. And tonight we've got Mamie Fetch, of course, a very good young singer called Damien McGinty from Celtic Thunder. People, Michael Doherty, Ben Kelly, local people and international people as well. So go along to that. And Mickey Coleman's a very fine singer, and he wrote a song as a tribute to young Eamon, and I thought I'd play that today just before we go. Have a wee listen to this. It's called Miss You More Than Words Can Say.
When your heart is sore and your days are long, you find it hard just to carry on. Follow me and I'll walk you past the pain. 'Cause the beer and powder, the pills and wine, they'll only lift you for a time, before you come crashing down like thunder. Tonight I wish I was in paradise. It's only there that I can hold you tight. You went and never said goodbye. You left these broken hearts behind. Say tomorrow brings a brighter day, but I miss you more than words can say. Why did you have to leave this way? Can't mend this broken heart. When darkness fills your light of day, loneliness, it comes your way. Follow me and I'll walk you past the pain. Life will knock you down with pain, time and time and time again. You can always walk away the winner. Tonight I wish I was in paradise. It's only there that I can hold you tight.
On 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
It's 11 o'clock with the news. This is Paddy O'Flaherty. The police ombudsman Al Hutchinson has withdrawn his report into the 1971 McGurk's bar bomb. 15 people died when a UVF bomb exploded at the bar in North Belfast. Some families had reacted angrily to some of the report's conclusions. It found there was no evidence police colluded with the loyalist killers and that the allegation that police failed to thoroughly investigate the bombing was not substantiated. Alec McLaughlin, whose father died in the bombing, gave his reaction to the latest development.
It's a proper thing to do for the Ombudsman to take its report back and have a look at it seriously. I'm highly delighted that this has happened, and they've seen a bit of sense. The Ombudsman have seen a bit of sense.
One house has been destroyed and 2 others damaged in a fire in Newton Ards. A makeshift hut at a bonfire caught light early today, spreading to a fence behind a number of homes at Eastmount. It then set fire 2 oil tanks, gutting 1 semi-detached house. The fire service say the quick action of firefighters saved 2 others from being destroyed. 1 firefighter received minor injuries and was treated at the scene by ambulance personnel. A neighbour described the scene.
At the back there's a green. They've been building a bonfire, have done for years up here, but obviously they've built it a little bit too close, stored their wood too close to the back of the house. It was ignited overnight and it hit the garden fence. Last year they had to bring the fire trucks up to douse the houses because the flames were too close to the houses. You would think that something would be done as far as relocating of the bonfire. Now this is the true sign in black and white that it was too close.
And a community hall's been destroyed in an arson attack in Glengormley. It happened at the Barron Hall, which is the headquarters of the Newton Abbey Community Forum. Coordinator Cathy Wolfe says it's been used as a shared space by everyone in the borough, and she's devastated. Now the weather forecast, here's Cecilia Daly.
Dull and damp in most areas for a while yet, with some showery rain, but it will gradually become drier, and this afternoon will bring a few bright or sunny spells. A humid feeling day with temperatures climbing to 18 degrees and very little wind. This evening will start dry, but rain will return from the south and it will end up a very wet night with lows of 12 Celsius.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
A single-lane contraflow is in operation on Grosvenor Road in Belfast between Cullingtree Road and Sorella Street until 6 o'clock this evening. The A1 Craigmore Way in Newry remains closed from Five Ways roundabout to Camlock Road Link until the end of July. A diversion is in place via the new A1, Armagh Road, New Carnbane Link Road and the Tandergee Road. And at Belfast International Airport, the 11:15 flight from London Heathrow is expected at 20 to 12. Aileen Morneau reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, pulled. The police ombudsman withdraws his report into the McGurk's bar bombing. Penalised for spending too long on the weekly shop.
I would regularly have to do a big shop. We are a big family. There's 7 of us in our family. We have to do a big shop, and that, especially if you have children in tow, can quite often take over an hour.
The vicar fined £90 for parking too long in a supermarket car park. Your calls to the BBC Trust's top woman here. Does the Beeb concentrate too much on the past? Fancy taking on the All Blacks and beating them? We'll hear from the Armagh woman who did just that. And Paul, the allegedly psychic octopus, predicts Spain. Is he right? Join me and join in the debate on Talkback at 12.
Thank you, Wendy. Instead of 3 lions, we have 8 tentacles.
Said, now look around.
a good little record. That's a band called Stornoway, and that's a song called Watching Birds. Now, we were talking earlier about the new George Best musical, which is called Dancing Shoes. There's a lady on the line, Rosie Moore. She's the costume designer on the show. Good morning, Rosie.
Oh, good morning, Gerry.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. I just got a copy of some of the songs from the show. I didn't even have a chance to listen to them. I'm just playing them carte blanche. They sound good. It sounds like a hell of a good show, that.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. It really is.
It's great to have this, because obviously Martin and Mary, they've written this, and people have written stuff before, but this is from the heart, I would imagine. It would be genuine. Yeah, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's completely different because as well as telling a story, it's a very colourful story, and the music's great, the script's fantastic, the actors are great, and hopefully the costumes will be great as well.
I didn't like the movie. There was something wrong with it. It just wasn't right. And then there was a TV play, I didn't like that either. They haven't got it right. Hopefully, maybe perhaps, this will be more genuine, I imagine. What do you think?
Yeah, well, there's parts of it genuine, and parts of it. Obviously, it has to be entertaining.
Of course, it's a music, but what I'm talking about is the spirit of the thing. I hope the spirit of the thing is good.
Yes, well, I mean, it really does tell the story very well, and it's entertaining the whole way through. And I mean, all I can say is I have heard what I have heard of it. There's bits that are really funny, and there's bits that are really sad. So it does tell the true story. So. Anyone who goes along to it, they will have a fantastic night.
So when does it start in the Opera House?
It starts on the 20th of July and runs until the 14th of August.
Okay. So I believe you've got a special problem.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't call it a problem, Gerry. I would call it more of a challenge. Obviously, with it being a story about football, we need a lot of football boots, old football boots, really to dress the set and use as props. And I was just wondering if any of your kind viewer or listeners out there, if they have any really old football bits that they're thinking of throwing out, if they would throw them our way, it would be fantastic.
I think the chances of that are high. Can you imagine all the glory holes and all the little houses all over the whole place that somebody threw in a pair of football boots in 1974, 1975? The big heavy ones with the studs and the nails on them.
Yeah, the older the better. I mean, if anyone has any really old ones, that would be fantastic, really great. But any old boots at all will do because we need so many of them. And then if anyone does come along to see the play, they can say, oh, I donated those boots, or they were my boots and I played in those boots. And
there's my boots.
They played their small part in the production.
I remember years, it would have been years of agony, because the old football boots we used to have used to hammer the studs in and the nails would go through the thing. And, halfway during the match you'd notice that this nail was sticking through your foot. And you had to keep going because, you'd be a pussy if you stopped, you see. And I remember loads of times being lacerated. Your foot is in bits, like. So you can have those.
Yeah.
So you need lots of...
In those days, lots of football boots. Old football boots, doesn't matter what condition they're doesn't matter. Preferably black if they're black and dark.
Preferably black, yeah. But a lot of them went over your ankle, you see, to protect your ankle.
Yes.
Didn't they? But not all of them did. No. Do you want the ones that have got, they're kind of high? Do you want those, or do you want ones that are a bit low?
Any at all.
All right, then. Any kind of old football boot at all. From like 60s on, would you say? 60s, 70s?
If anyone's 60s, 70s, that would be fantastic. Although I don't think there would be too many of them kicking about.
You'd be
surprised.
I think you'll be surprised. I think you might get more boots than you bargained for. So if a man has a pair of boots in the house he wants to give you, what does he do?
Well, he could either ring into the show if I leave my number with you, or...
Okay. So give it now if you want. Would you rather not? If you want to leave it, if it's your personal number, leave it. Sure, now we'll give it out if anybody wants it. And there's any other way of doing that?
Yes, if you go on to the website, martinlynchproductions.com.
Yes, okay.
You'll get the contact details of our office there.
All right.
So you could either email in or phone in. And if you just phone in and say, you heard it on the radio and you have a pair of boots, and then the office will give you my number.
Okay.
Or I'll leave your details and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
All right, then. So it's a website, martinlynchproductions.com. Contact there and you'll find out where to contact people, or you leave your number with us for old football boots. So I'm going to play a track from the show. This is called, I think it's called, I haven't got the thing, it's called Dancing Shoes, is that it?
Oh, it's lovely,
okay.
Really lovely.
I haven't even heard this, I'm just playing this. But sure, it's exciting, isn't it? All right, well, the best of luck with the show. I hope to talk to Martin and Mary maybe perhaps next week or the week after that.
Right,
so we'll find out a wee bit more about it. Okay, best of luck with the boots.
Thanks very much, Gerry. Thank you.
Not at all. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dancing shoes, I'm gonna wear my dancing shoes. I'm gonna dance right up next to you in my dancing shoes.
Loving you, I've spent a long time loving you. Been cheating and lying just to be with you in my dancing shoes. Dancing's all about. I'll take a step if you take two, 'cause I'm stepping out in my shoes tonight. I'll be down on the floor before the night is through in my dancing shoes. There's no denying I'm a prisoner to you. You hold the crown, there's no winning with you in my dancing shoes. What's going on? 'Cause I'm out of time with this song. My oh my, just let me be. Let me be. Let me be. Oh, let me be. Let me be. Let me be. When you went stepping out, how you made them scream and shout. The game was everything I knew. You left them in no doubt what this dancing's all about. Now the love is all gone, I can't seem to make it through in my dancing shoes. I made my name in my dancing shoes. You played the game, but did you win or lose? In my dancing 2, 3, 4 shoes.
Well, that's a nice song. That's I don't even know who's singing that because that's the first time I ever heard it. Dancing Shoes. That's from the musical Dancing Shoes. We've got with us today a very fine and I have to say disgustingly healthy and handsome young group compared to me, wrinkled old prune, called Langulus. Langulus. Is that the proper way to pronounce that?
Langulus.
Langulus.
Yeah,
Langulus. From America, of course. Tell me, who wants to speak?
Well, we usually all talk at the same time.
We could fight over it.
Well, tell me where you're from, because I assume I know nothing.
Sure. We are from Louisiana. We're a family band, so it's 2 sisters, 2 brothers.
All right.
Yes, we've been playing music together about 15 years.
Uh-huh.
And from Lafayette, Louisiana, so it's got kind of a Cajun flavor to it.
And we now live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Excellent. I read a little bit about you, but I wasn't able to get it out, so I forgot everything. You had a group at one stage when you were kids? What do you call it?
Yeah, like I said, 15 years playing together.
What did you call it? Some great
So
name?
when we first started out, we were singing with our mom. It was Linda Lou and the Lucky 4 Band.
Yep.
We were all Weans, as they say.
No, wait, no. After me, Waynes.
Waynes. Sorry, Waynes.
Only one syllable, Waynes.
Waynes.
No Weans. No.
Waynes.
Like veins with a W.
I'm corrected.
So you're Stephen.
Yes.
Paige.
Yes.
Paige. Katie.
Hello.
And on drums is Johnny.
Hello.
Is Johnny the quiet one?
He is.
No,
He
drummers
is.
are always quiet.
Unless he's had 2 or 3 Red Bulls, and then he
Oh.
seems to perk up a bit.
There's a man here called Hugo Douglas, got a whole case full of them. And
Can
I'll
he be
pass
my
on.
friend?
I'll pass on a couple. I'm giving away secrets now.
I'd like to meet him.
No,
You'll make our
believe me.
car trips even more entertaining.
No, believe me, you wouldn't. Well, so tell me where you're from, exactly.
Yes, from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Right, okay.
And that's down there on the bayou. We grew up just, there's music is real important down in Louisiana culture.
course, yeah.
And so we grew up going to dances and stuff with our mom and dad. And our mom played the guitar in the living room. So we always would be singing at the house, and we'd have company over and we'd sing for them. And eventually Mama started singing at coffee shops and cafes. And so we would go with her to kind of support her and everything. And Katie hopped up on stage and sang harmonies with her one night and got free ice cream.
She was the bold one, was she?
Oh, yes. She's the oldest.
I always love to sing.
So she got free ice cream. The rest of us decided we could sing too.
All right.
And that's how the band got started.
And you're playing bass. I'm an old bass player.
Oh, are you?
I look at you and I look at that bass and I want to play that. But then again, it's too late for me.
Oh, no.
Would you like to play
Never too
something?
late.
What would you like to play?
Yeah.
What would you like
Let's
to play?
play a little. We got an Alabama tune for you, actually.
All right.
From the state of Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, not the band.
I wasn't know what we were doing there.
I was like, I didn't know we did an Alabama song.
Here we
Ready?
go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let me tell you about a man from Birmingham. The pretty girls used to have to chase him down. Finally one caught him and now she's found. He's a ringtail tornado. He's a ringtail tornado. He's a wild desperado. Folks ought to run when they see him coming. He's a wham 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 from Birmingham. Wears long pony shoes and tailor-made clothes while his wife goes barefoot and goodness knows if she says one word he'll step on her toes. He's a ringtail tornado. Woo! He's a ringtail tornado. He's a wild desperado. Folks ought to run when they see him coming. He's a wham 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 from Birmingham. He's a ringtail tornado. He's a wild desperado. Folks ought to run when they see him come. He's a wham 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 from Birmingham. He's a ringtail tornado. He's a wild desperado. Folks ought to run when they see him come. He's a wham wham wham, a wham wham wham, a wham 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 from Birmingham.
Excellent. That's great. How lively is that? Scared the life out of me when you started because I didn't know what you're going to play. Great fiddle, by the way. Excellent. No. I said you're playing. You play beautifully. Play beautifully.
I try.
No. You're
My
excellent.
goal. Thank you.
No, really nice. And of course, everybody else is good too. But that stood out a bit there. That one. Now you've been here for a few days, haven't you? Tell me when.
We have. Actually, we've been on tour over here in Europe. It'll be 6 weeks total. We started out in Norway, and then we had a date in Oxford, and then we've been in Ireland, I think, going on 9 days now. I think it is. So, and then we'll be here for another 16 days, so a little more than 2 weeks.
Well, tell me where you're going to be playing
Oh,
because
for
I'm
sure.
sure after this program,
Yep.
people will be wanting to hear where you are.
Yeah, we're going to be in Enniskillen tonight.
Yes.
At the yoga center. So we're very excited to see how that will be.
Sounds very intriguing.
And then, we start off, like, we're going to power through a week of, we got Tuesday the 13th in Donegal, the Dunlewy Center. Should I just list
Oh,
these
that's
all
beautiful.
off?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is? Have you ever been there?
We've played it before. Our first trip over last summer.
The Portion Glen.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Wonderful.
it's absolutely stunning. Just really.
Oh, just you
really
stand there and you look at the water, not a single sound, no birds, no nothing.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sure. Then the next day we'll be in Galway at the Crane Bar on the 14th, the 15th in Arklow, the 16th in Roscrea, and then we come back up to County Down. We've got the Fiddler's Green Festival.
Oh, that's great.
On the 19th, and we'll be in Derry. And actually, I don't know if you know this, our great-grandmother came from Derry. So she came over to New Orleans from County Derry when she was only 8 years old.
I'm from Derry.
You're from Derry?
Yeah, I live there.
Oh, very
I
good.
do, yeah. I only come down here at the weekend because I'm in debt and I escaped them. Really, really from County Derry or Derry City itself?
She's from County Derry. She's from Claudy.
Oh,
no,
for
right
God's
outside of Claudy.
Outside of Claudy, this tiny town called Dreen.
Yes.
Dreen?
Yeah.
Even I have never heard of
Dreamland.
that. Dreamland.
Dreamland. But
That was cheesy.
so hello to all of our cousins out there in Derry. I'm sure they're listening. So
Isn't that fantastic? I didn't realise that.
Yes.
So you're all Derry people.
Yes, we are. We're all Derry folk. And so we'll be in Derry on the 20th at the AOH Hall. It's on Foyle Street.
Oh, yes, I know that well.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
be
that's
there.
fantastic. But for our immediate purposes, you're in Enniskillen tonight.
Tonight.
At the
in
Yoga
Enniskillen.
Centre.
And if you need to know, all of our schedule is on our website. It's CajunRecords.com.
CajunRecords.com.
Yes, that's where to find out our whereabouts for
All
the
right,
next few weeks.
Oh, and then down in the sunny southeast.
Oh, yes, we'll be for the Phil Murphy weekend in
Yeah.
Carrick-on-Banno.
Excellent.
Way down there.
So the band is named Langulus, L''Angelus, Angelus.
That's it.
So there's a strong Irish Ulster Scots probably
Yes.
within you, pounding in your veins.
Exactly.
And the old Appalachian. Oh, you see the drummer going like this?
That's right.
So a very strong. Do you have a sense of Irishness at all? That Appalachian thing or Ulster Scots thing? Do you have any sense of? Because I'll tell you why I ask you. Because I remember doing a couple of documentaries one time, and I went over there and went down, and hardly anybody felt as if they were Ulster Scots because it was just it didn't think that way. It was just too long ago. No, everybody's Irish.
Right, sure.
But Ulster Scots don't. Nobody ever said to me, "I'm an Ulster Scot," but everybody said, "Oh, I'm Irish."
Right. Yes.
Because it's been people have been there so long that it's people have forgotten it.
Right.
Our on our mom's side, her father, most of his lineage is Scottish. His last name is, I guess you would say Locke, but we say Lowe. So our mom's maiden name is Lowe, Lough, and so she's got a Scottish, background as well as Irish. So
Scottish, but not necessarily Ulster Scottish. Scottish straight from Scotland, because as you know well, people from Scotland came here first. They stayed a long time here and then went to America. So they kind of emigrated twice. So
Yes.
they were the Ulster Scots, but she was Scots as opposed to being Ulster Scots.
We actually aren't totally sure on that.
we're good old American mutts. We
No,
get
no,
the
I
French
understand.
as well. So
No, I understand that because some people think it odd. I mean, if I talk to in America and people who say, "Oh, we have Ulster Scots blood or we have Irish blood in us," and if I always say, "Well, where are you from?" a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people say, "Well, why don't they know?" And I know why they don't know, and maybe it's not right for you. When people left here, particularly the old people after the famine, they didn't tell their kids about it because they wanted to forget about it.
Right.
They want to forget about that. They're
Hard
not going to sit there and
times.
say, "Oh, we had this wonderful time. We were starving for 4 years." I'll tell you where we starved. I'll tell you what it was like. It was really nice. They went, "Forget about that. You're Americans now." So, so it's not anybody's fault that they don't know where they came from. All they know is that they did come from somewhere in Ireland, but nobody told them where.
Right. Yes.
I have more stuff to say, but I'll let you talk for a while.
I've actually been enjoying this.
We're getting an education here. It's very good.
I better shut up then. Do you want to play another something else, perhaps?
Let's play another.
Yeah, I guess we could play some music.
No, but I asked you earlier on your website, you mentioned that you do some Van Morrison stuff.
Oh,
and
yes.
Would it be too much if I asked you if you could maybe do something?
We would
I'd like to
love
hear the way you do that.
Oh yes, he's real popular. Well, as you know, everywhere, but definitely back home.
Well, and Ulster Scott himself. And Ulster Scott.
Well, and with a name like Morisson, that's
Morisson.
totally a Cajun name.
So our brother Johnny on the drums is going to sing it for us.
Ah!
Oh yeah. Ready?
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, a skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with oh, our hearts a thumping and you, my brown-eyed girl, you my brown-eyed girl. Now whatever happened to Tuesday and so slow, going down to the old man with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, yeah, I'm behind the rainbow's wall, slipping and a sliding, yeah, yeah, all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl, you my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la da? All right. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da. La-te-da. All right, sing. Now that I'm on my own, saw you just the other day, yeah, yeah. My, how you have grown, cast my memory back that way. Sometimes I'm overcome, Lord, just thinking about it. Laughing and running, hey, hey, yeah, behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da? Just
Johnny on drums. Great voice, Johnny. You sound great. And great fiddle again. That's Langelus, as I said before, disgustingly talented, young and handsome. I can't handle this. You played in the Black Box last week. I missed you. I meant to go down, but I never got the length. Was that okay? Was it good?
Blast. We had so much fun. Yes, we opened actually for the Paper Boys, who are from Canada, from
You
Vancouver.
opened for them?
We did, and actually they were kind of our introduction to Ireland. We came over for the first time last summer. We had one or two shows lined up to get over here, and then Tom from the Paper Boys, he said, well, let me put you in touch with Andy Peters. He'll make sure that you got good places to play and radio stations and everything to get on. So
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't fancy much coming on after you. Eh?
They closed for us, really.
That's the best way to put it, yeah. That's the best way to put it.
Oh, we had a great time together. They're so much fun to play with.
But you sound great. There's such a spirit and such liveliness about that. And you described that as kind of Cajun influence, just for the benefit of people, who aren't quite sure what that is. What is that? Roughly, what is that?
Well, we kind of describe our music as Louisiana roots music, Americana, and that kind of thing. Because we mix in, a little bit of Western swing and the bluegrass and everything else. So.
An elderly gentleman has just walked in.
Yes.
Have a seat there, elderly gentleman. I believe you're familiar with this gentleman.
Yes, he's come to our house.
Well, you weren't able to stop him? Jackie Fullerton. Jackie, you met these ladies and two young men before.
Yes, I'm so pleased. I didn't realise they were in Belfast this morning. I'm so pleased. I've been to their home. I've seen them play a gig.
Yes.
At, what's it? Puckett's.
Well, what did he say? Will you bring me home,
grocery
please?
store. Puckett's grocery store. And I thought, singing in a grocery store, in a supermarket? And that's what they do. It was just outside Nashville. and people hang out there, have their lunch. There were a lot of bikers and so on.
And cyclists.
And they were fantastic.
Yeah, they are
on
great, aren't
stage,
they?
doing live.
So what did you say? Listen, I have nowhere to stay tonight. Will you bring me home? Is that what you said?
Well, Katie said to me, would you like to come and stay?
Who was that?
I
Was that
did.
you, was it?
Lies.
Oh, you like the old ones then?
I loved it when she said, if you were 15 years younger.
And like the fact you knew she meant 30. No, but this man retains some degree of sex appeal, I have to say. Very handsome man.
Yes,
how could
very
you resist
handsome.
him? How could you not bring him home? So how long? When did you have to? How long did you stay? And when did you ask him to leave?
No,
He was over for a good 6 or 7 minutes, huh?
No, I was over doing a documentary.
Oh, that's right. Has that been on yet? No, it hasn't been
Dr.
on
Brick.
yet.
No, it hasn't been aired yet. I think it's maybe September, October time.
right.
And then we went to LA for 2 weeks. But it was the first time I'd been to Nashville. Went to the Grand Ole Opry and so on, and it was just fantastic. Anybody who hasn't been there, it's a beautiful city and a real vibe with the country music, even if you're from Louisiana.
Tough town to live in, really, if you're a singer-songwriter. I remember going to various bars, and you go in and you see some guy, and I'm sure you've seen this yourself, some guy, and you go in and he's wonderful, this guy, and he's got a hat in front of him, and people are throwing in money, and you go, hold on a minute, he mustn't be, everyone must be just as good as him.
There were
So many
guys
talented
singing
people in that
down,
town.
guys singing down Broadway, is that they call the place?
On Lower Broad.
And as you say, every bar has people performing, and then other guys performing on the street with a hat, and they're really, really good. And then you say, that's a nice song, and they give you a card, and they have an email address and everything.
That's the time I seen you singing was
like
outside.
you, they're trying to be a star.
Yes, right. You were outside the Butterfield Centre with a hat, weren't you? It's a well-known venue we have. What about playing a song for Jackie then? He's interfering with my feet.
Certainly. Those are nice boots, by the
Those
way.
orthopedic boots.
I stand corrected.
Stand correct. You see where he's going, eh?
Here's a
Well, this has been the highlight of your day, Jackie, coming
This
in.
has been the highlight of our day. Absolutely. Here's a little Louisiana tune we wrote with a little country feel to it.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
that's
Stay there, Jackie.
Nashville.
Enjoy this. This is great.
It's date night, lover, let's don't take the freeway. Ride the river road to New Orleans. Park up on the levee south of Plaquemine. I'll show you why you're glad you married me. Moonlight on the mighty Mississippi. Gulf wind blowing through the cypress trees. Blanket by the riverside, baby, you and me. Oh, take it slow down this Louisiana river road. Oh, my lover, you know I'm so sorry. I haven't kept that promise that I made. I owe you a kiss for every midnight star above. Right now, let's knock 1,000 out the way. Moonlight on the mighty Mississippi. Gulf wind blowing through the cypress trees. Blanket by the riverside, baby, you and me. Oh, take it slow down this Louisiana river road. They said that life would wear love down, the same old things, day in, day out. But all these years we've loved so long, beside this river, growing wild, flowing deep, running strong. Moonlight on the mighty Mississippi. Gulf wind blowing through the cypress trees. Blanket by the riverside, baby, you and me. Oh, take it slow down this Louisiana river road.
Oh, fantastic. Don't be clapping, Jack. You know yourself, if you clap in the studio, it sounds like one man clapping.
It was one man clap.
That was actually, that almost got us out of our seats, but not quite.
You see, you have to be a certain age to work in the BBC.
Do you know what I'm just thinking? Of a couple of years' time, we'll be saying to ourselves, they were in the studio, 2 years ago. I bet you. No, I bet you.
Thank you.
I'll be back in a couple of years on actually into the studio.
Couple of messages here. That's the stuff. Johnny can belt out nearly as good as Van. Is there a website? There's a website. What is it?
CajunRecords.com.
CajunRecords.com.
That's it.
Super talent from those kids. Where the heck is the yoga centre in Enniskillen? Would they let me in? That's Gaz in Fermanagh. That's County Fermanagh.
I've got next to the yogurt center.
No, yes. It says the yoga center Ennis.
What does it say? Is it E-N-N-I-S?
Well, Enniskillen, and then it says Blaney and Innisberg or Innisreg.
I don't know.
I can't read Andy's handwriting.
I know what kind of a person.
Don't say that. He got so mad at Katie last time for saying that.
Well, somebody out there tell us where the yoga centre is, and I will be able to tell the people. And here's another one which I'll read out, but it's not right. I don't agree with this. The band reminds me a bit of Crystal Swing. Do you know who Crystal Swing is?
No.
Don't go there. It's not true.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
Trying to compliment us? Or
No. I have heard Crystal Swing, but these people mean well. They probably like Crystal Swing. They don't realise how bad they are. But they probably think it's because they've got that kind of energy. Sometimes you have a band which is energy and are good, and other times you have people who are energy who are bad. Jackie and I fall into the latter category.
Does anybody know what Gerry's talking about?
Crystal Swing. Do you know who Crystal Swing is?
No.
You see, you don't know. I'm the only one who knows who Crystal Swing is. See, if you'd got that message, you'd have no idea what that was about.
That's
the person
right.
says a bit like Crystal Swing, and I'm saying to them, you're not at all like Crystal Swing because you're far better. Right. Jackie, go on, work that out there. I haven't got my glasses on.
Where we are, this is the yoga centre.
Yes.
Innisbeg, Innishbeg, Blaney, Enniskillen, County Fermanagh. BT93 7EP.
Where is that? Do you know where that is?
No.
It's not in Enniskillen itself, obviously. It's obviously outside.
In a word, I don't know that area very well.
You see,
that was more than one word.
But we've been told it's absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
Enniskillen.
No, it's just the
very
word.
excited.
Oh, it's unbelievably beautiful.
What about the harmonies there?
Oh, fantastic.
You only get that in families.
That's right. Well, it's that you're right. Actually, you just get that blend. It's one of the advantages of being brothers and sisters. You probably fight with each other, but I mean, look at the Beach Boys and that kind of thing. It's just there. Now, would you remind us again where you're playing? Would you, if you don't mind?
Yes. I don't mind at all. So CajunRecords.com is where to find the full schedule, but I'll just rattle this off quickly. Tuesday the 13th in Donegal at the Dunlewy Centre, and then the 14th, Wednesday, we'll be in Galway at the Crane Bar.
Yeah.
Thursday the 15th, we're down in Arklow. Friday the 16th in Rosscray, and then we hop up to Fiddler's Green Festival in Ross Trevor, County Down on the 19th. Tuesday the 20th will be at the AOH Hall on Foyle Street in Derry, a homecoming for us. And then the 23rd through the 25th at the Phil Murphy Weekend in Carrick-on-Banno. Very excited.
It says here from Belfast, if you want to go. Take the M1. You go west for 35 miles to Dungannon. Then you head to the A4, the Ballygolly Road. At the Ballygolly roundabout, take the first exit and go straight through Ocher, Clocher and...
5 Mile Town.
See, we know this. As you come into Enniskillen, you follow the signs for Donegal and take the A46 for 7 miles. Blaney Spa and Yoga Centre is on the right-hand side.
And we'll be there tonight.
Okay.
You want to hear a funny story about driving around Ireland?
Please do.
Katie?
Oh, yes. Last time we were here in February for 2 weeks, and I was doing all the driving, and I kept seeing exits for the town of Amok. And I kept... everywhere. I'm like, wow, gee, there's lots of different ways to get to Amok.
We'll get. See, Jackie doesn't understand that Jackie's not a native Irish speaker as I am. It's the same.
Amok means exit.
Right. Explain that to
in
Jackie.
Irish. And I'm thinking, golly, there's lots of different ways to get to that town of Amok. It must be,
all roads
central.
All roads lead to it.
I was going to say that's Armagh. You're pronouncing
or Omagh or Armagh.
Armagh.
But I knew not to say anything, and so did you. There's another wee message before we go. Could listen to that Cajun music all day. Lots of messages coming in. very complimentary. And listen, thank you all very much for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure, marred though it has been by the visit of Jackie.
We were glad to see him. That was a nice surprise.
Great surprise.
I haven't met
Johnny. Yeah, you did meet
This is
Johnny.
his first time in Ireland, actually.
Yes.
Oh.
He wasn't in Nashville at that time.
No, he was still on the bayou in Louisiana.
We've never been on the bayou.
No.
We've been on the Brew, but never the bayou.
The Brew, Ballyclare, Ballymena, but never the bayou.
Would you do one more for us?
Oh, we'd love to.
Listen, thank you so much for coming in, and all the best of luck to you.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much for having us.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks.
All right. Vive le bon vie.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, I have to be honest and tell you that I'm not quite sure who that was at all. I'll have to look at the thing. Oh, it's Stornoway again. Sorry, I wasn't quite sure. I thought it was going to be something else. Right, some of the messages here. Lots of messages coming in. People like that band, Langelis, and what a nice, lovely people they are. Oh, fantastic. Regards... sorry, but I'm just going through these things. I just sat down. Wish Trevor Bickerstaff from Antrim a very happy birthday today. That's from Big Sis Sylvia and nephew Paul. Enjoy. That's from Manchester. And Gerry, my mammy is 80 today. Best wishes to Molly Hay. That's from Big Hay in Groomsport. And would you ask any listeners out there, would they have a copy of Women and Home Dinner Tonight, Spring 2010 magazine where I could buy? Many thanks, Lee. God bless you. And also, Kate has lost her cat in Dronard Bay in Ballynahinch. It's a black female cat with a red colour. She's been missing for a week. Can anybody help? Any chance of playing the Beatles, Rolling Stones? Tom waits for Barney, who's painting in Coal Island. He enjoys the programme. He enjoys the programme because when it's on, it means at least that Nolan is over. Thank you for that compliment. Could you please wish Beth a happy 12th of July from Frog and Crust? Guessed at the Chili Pipers. Well, we play them actually on the 12th. We'd have to do that. Barry Fleming's mum. Could Gerry please play Guiding Light for Valerie Crawford, whose birthday it is today, from Mum and all her love? Well, I'm going to end up with Barry Fleming, but not going to play Guiding Light. I'm going to play Household Honey. But first, I'm going to play this.
Bloomsday morning, 8 o'clock, and the sun is bright, it's shining. Ladies in her feather bed in warm air, she's reclining. With sticky lips and giddy hips, my lady, she lies stretching. Her legs in all to every part, while breakfast I am catching. I hear the jingle overhead with a bed, enjoy my lady. I sing the song that's in me, cure me sleepy-headed baby. We'll walk out through the park. We'll walk beyond glass never. We'll sweep a question mark through the streets of heaven. Hey! We're past the Church of Charity, the soutane and the chalice. But now there is disparity, it's all come grano salads. As is all the city now, in growing pains and stretching. In the bulk of Hollow Street, reality is catching. Me, I love me beauty woman thing in Compton House or carriage. She's draped in amber shoulder how she's fingering me cabbage. You be my lovely love, my Anna Blue Bella. There'll be no greater love. You'll meet no better fella. Hey! Down by the sea, for I feel me heart a smolder. I see your eye, I'll lift your glove and I'll kiss your naked shoulder. Can you see the fireworks in me scratchy attic, blooming over sandy mount, all lustful and prismatic? You know I love the flush that come to your cheeks, you know it telltales your desire. So lean a little further, love, lift a little higher. We'll end on Hope Heady Hill, me pretty mountain flower. Make yes from out of those ruby lips before I do devour. And we'll walk out through the park. We'll walk beyond glass never. We'll sweep a question mark through the streets of heaven. Well, you'll be my every love, my Anna Blue Bella. There'll be no greater love. You'll meet no better fella. Hey!
That's Bloomsday by Four Men and a Dog. Here's an offer of food. You don't get that often in this programme. Kano's Pizzeria in Dungannon will feed the band, Angelus, if they call in tonight. There we are. They'll be going through there on the way to Enniskillen. Of course they will. Super band, lots of messages about them. Right, I mentioned yesterday that a lot of people from Belfast and other parts of Northern Ireland will be spending the weekend up in Donegal, traditionally as they do. And a lot of things going on. O'Donnell's Barn, Donegal Town, have a Rory Gallagher tribute night this Saturday, featuring Ireland's Rory tribute band, Double Vision from Belfast. Catherine Barr says she's been on the show a number of times each Thursday night for the next 6 weeks. She's going to have a big night. That's a kind of a hoolie in a cottage in Ura. She wants to come on and talk about it. You come on Monday, Catherine. I'll have a chat to you. On Friday tonight, of course, History of Leo's in Leo's Tavern in Crawley in Donegal. Also a surreal circus, the Carnival Parade, Letterkenny Main Street tonight. Saturday, Tumble Circus, Donegal, the Henry Girls and Fox Hunt are on Green Theatre. Sunday night, all kinds of stuff going on. Alton and the Donegal Youth Orchestra at the Lakeside Centre in Dunlewy, Donegal. That's where the Angels will be playing very shortly. So there we are. All kinds of stuff, all kinds of things to do down there. I promised the lady, who is she, that I would play this request for her. For Valerie Crawford. This is it. Let's not play it. Oh, here it is. This will be all we have time for today. What a great day of music. Lovely young people. I wish you'd seen those people. They do your heart good. They're like a breath of fresh air. Oh, I'm like that too, but the air is getting a little bit stale. Back on Monday. Have a nice weekend. This is Barry Fleming. Housebound honey. Household honey, sorry.
She walked into the room dressed in satin and navy, ought to be somebody's lady. It's all that she needs. Up at the bar there's no need to order. Everything's done for her. Just has to sparkle and shine. The candles are lit, flowers arranged at her table. There's a message from Gable, says he's running behind. She's the queen, she's the lady, she's the one of a kind. She's forgotten all the life that she's left far behind. She's the dreamboat of many, sails over stormy seas. She's the two-faced lover, she's a star in distress. Every line is perfect cause it comes from the best. She's a household honey, front page VIP. Seated, being upstaged and defeated by some fast rising star. She feared that one day she'd be replaced and deleted. Now her contract's completed. Where does she go? Looks and the stares she's led from her table. So what about Gable? Well, he don't give a damn. She's the queen, she's the lady, she's the one of a kind. She's forgotten all the broken ones that she's left behind. Was the dreamboat of many, adrift on the stormy seas. She's a star-crossed lover, now the star's in a mess. Every line is perfect and it's cut by her best. She's a household honey, now it's all R.I.P.